Hi everyone. I'm standing here in front of the huge mighty Mekong River, and if you look carefully, behind that other bank is Thailand. So we are about a mile away from the Thai soil. So I took the liberty to introduce the Chang Beer, which comes right over from Thailand. And that's what I would like to talk with you about. So take a look. We are as close to Thailand as it gets. All those buildings on the other side, that's Thailand there. So why should I bother crossing the border just to tell you about Chang if I can do it straight here from the Laos side of the river? So once more, this is what we'll talk about today. See ya. Let's find ourselves some place to sit so we can have a quick talk about the Chang Beer. I don't like to do it while I'm standing in the heat. The town is slowly coming alive. Ever so slowly. The pandemic has just devastated this place. Almost 90% of all the joints are basically gone. Some are boarded up, some packed up and left. This is one of the few beer gardens which is still standing, and it's still open, but it's mostly deserted. So I'll have a sit here and give them at least some business. It's deserted. All the tourists have gone because of the pandemic. So, yeah, thank you. I'll sit over there. That's the owner. This place has seen better days. It's really terrible to see what the pandemic has done. So we found ourselves a spot. I once saw a movie called The Indecent Proposal. It was a movie about a millionaire wanting to buy a knife with his favorite object of desire, and it was a woman who needed money, and so he made a proposal to her whether she would spend the night with him for $1 million. So on the surface of it, legally speaking, there wasn't anything wrong with it. But of course, deep down, everyone knows that there is something wrong with it. And I have a similar idea about this beer, Chang, which I told you about. While this beer, everything seems to be just fine with it. It looks like beer, tastes like beer, quenches thirst like beer, and yet something is not right with it. I don't know what it is, but I remember from some years ago in Thailand, every time I drank this beer, I ended up with a headache, which most other beers simply did not give me, even after a few cups, a few glasses. So maybe I was wrong. Let's give it a go and see what it's like today. I found it in a supermarket, so immediately I bought it and I said, let's check it out. So we are so near Thailand, like a mile, so I think we are nearly home. So let's do this. And so I'd like to start with the look of it and with the smell of it, okay? So see, it's all closed, cold. Let's pop it open and see how it might feel after a few years. As always, I've been walking around with it, so it's more foamy than it normally would. And as usual, it's pretty hot, it's pretty humid, so I can't wait to give it a sip. So let's look at the color. It's pretty light yellow. The smell is mostly wet grain, some herbal mix, barley also. If you try real hard, you can smell some barley in it. In all beers, I always hope to find some full-body taste, rich with hops and barley. But unfortunately, I don't want to get my hopes up too much. I've been around here, and more often than not in this part of the world, that's not the case. So let's give it a go. It's been a few years since I last tasted it. Well, certainly not full-bodied. It's light, it's a thirst quencher, first and foremost. Well, the taste is mostly watery, but then again, most of Thailand's food is pretty spicy, and for that, I suppose it may be good. If you taste some spicy food, this beer will eventually, you will get some hops out of it. It's very carbonated, mostly like most light American lager beers, just like Budweiser. It's a light beer. And there isn't much substance to this beer, I'm afraid to say, but for the spicy food in this part of the world, especially in Thailand, I think it does smooth out your tongue, your throat, if you eat a lot of spicy food. And I must say, it's pretty hot and humid as always, so not bad on a day like this, but unfortunately, I'll have to give it 4 out of 10. So, thank you for watching. See you around, guys. Bye.